Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. You guys sent in a ton of research on AI in the workplace.
Yeah, really a lot.
And I gotta say, going through all of it has been, well,
Eye-opening.
to say the least. It seems like AI is changing everything.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, I'm guessing you're either prepping for a big presentation and want to sound like you know what's up,
Uh-huh.
or you're trying to figure out what skills you need to learn
Right.
to stay ahead of the curve.
To get that promotion.
Exactly. Or maybe you're just curious about how all this tech is going to change how we work.
Yeah, I mean it's a big question for everyone, right?
Absolutely. So buckle up because we're going to unpack some pretty big trends and stats.
Some surprising ones too.
And by the end of this deep dive, you'll have a much clearer picture of what the future of work really looks like.
And what's so fascinating is this isn't some distant future we're talking about.
Right.
This is happening right now.
Yeah, and one stat that really jumped out at me is that something like 75%
Wow.
of knowledge workers are already using AI
75% already?
in their jobs.
It's huge.
It's massive. And that's almost double what it was just 6 months ago.
It really feels like AI went from 0 to 60 just like that.
Doesn't it?
It does.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
But it's not like companies are forcing all this on people.
Right.
People actually want to use it.
They're seeing real benefits.
They are.
The research shows most people using AI at work, they're seeing positive results.
Like, what kind of results are we talking?
Oh.
Specifics, please.
90% say they're saving time.
Okay.
85% are able to focus on more important things.
Right.
And get this, 84% say AI is boosting their creativity.
So it's helping them work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
I like that. Now, here's where things get really interesting to me. There's this whole
Bring your own AI thing happening.
Yeah, BYOAI.
BYOAI.
78% of people using AI at work are bringing in their own tools.
It's pretty remarkable.
Isn't it?
Think about it. You're probably already using AI in your everyday life.
Oh, absolutely.
Like a smart assistant.
Right.
Or personalized recommendations online. Maybe even some kind of language learning app.
Yeah.
So people are bringing that same, there's an app for that mindset to work.
I love that.
They want to find solutions that make their lives easier, more efficient.
And this BYOAI thing, this isn't just the Gen Z kids, is it?
No, not at all.
I thought it would be, but the data says it's happening across all generations.
Across the board.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So what's driving this? Why are so many people turning to AI on their own?
Well, I think a big part of it is that people are feeling overwhelmed.
At work?
By the pace of work, yeah.
Makes sense.
68% of workers feel like they're struggling to keep up.
Wow.
And almost half, 46%, say they're straight up burned out.
So they're turning to AI as almost like a lifeline.
Right. Like a way to hack their own workday and get some control back.
Interesting.
Even if their company hasn't officially adopted AI yet.
I bet that creates some headaches for company leaders.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Uncontrolled AI can lead to some serious problems for companies.
Like what kind of problems?
Well, top of mind for a lot of leaders is cybersecurity and data privacy.
Right. If employees are putting sensitive company info into these unapproved AI tools,
that's a huge risk.
It is. It feels like we have this real tension.
Right.
Employees racing ahead with AI because it helps them.
Less stress, more productivity.
Right. While companies are trying to catch up and figure out how to manage all of this.
Exactly. It shows that we need a more thoughtful approach to AI adoption.
That's a good way to put it.
One that empowers employees, but also addresses the concerns that companies have.
So they can't just bury their head in the sand.
They can't. Companies need to figure out how to harness the power of AI. Safely and strategically.
Okay, so let's talk about what all of this means for the job market.
Yeah, big question.
Right, because we've all heard the predictions about robots taking over. But is it really that simple?
No, it's much more nuanced than that.
Okay, I was hoping you'd say that.
The data shows what we're seeing is actually a talent shortage paradox.
Oh, paradox.
55% of leaders are worried about finding qualified people to fill roles.
Right, but at the same time,
they're hesitant to hire anyone who doesn't have AI skills.
So they need to hire, but they're being picky.
In a way, yes. It shows how AI is rapidly changing what it means to be qualified for a job.
It's happening so fast.
Much faster than anyone expected.
Yeah. This one stat really blew my mind.
What's that?
71% of leaders said they would rather hire someone less experienced with AI skills than someone more experienced, but with no AI skills.
Wow. Talk about a shift in priorities.
It's crazy. So experience used to be the golden ticket.
It did.
But now it's like AI aptitude is just as important,
if not more important.
and not just for tech jobs.
No, this is for everyone.
Project managers, marketers, even administrative assistants.
AI is changing the game across the board.
It is.
And we're already seeing the impact. Online courses about AI are exploding in popularity. Yeah, especially among those non-technical professionals.
So people are realizing that AI literacy
is essential.
It's not optional anymore.
Nope.
You know, it's interesting. There's this job title I keep seeing everywhere.
What's that?
Head of AI.
Oh, yeah.
And the demand for that role, it's tripled in the past 5 years.
That tells you companies are taking this seriously.
They are.
They're building entire teams dedicated to AI.
So this isn't a fad.
This is a fundamental shift.
Okay, so we've talked about the rise of AI use, this whole BYOAI thing, and how the skills needed to get a job are changing.
Yeah.
But what does it actually look like?
To be a successful AI user.
Yeah, to use AI effectively in the workplace. The research divides AI users into these 4 categories.
From the skeptics to the super savvy.
And I think it's worth focusing on the power users.
The ones who are really figuring this out.
Because they're the ones who are making AI work for them.
And seeing the biggest benefits.
The stats on them are really impressive.
They are?
92% of power users say AI helps them manage their workload. Another 92% say it boosts their creativity, and 93% say it helps them focus.
It's about more than just efficiency, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Power users also report feeling more motivated.
Really?
91% say that.
And they're actually enjoying their work more.
Yeah, 91%.
So it's a better work experience overall.
Exactly.
So what are these power users doing differently? What's their secret?
Well, the research points to a few key habits. First, they experiment a lot. They're constantly trying new ways to use AI. They research prompts to get the best results.
Like the best way to ask the AI a question.
Exactly, and they tweak things constantly.
Okay, interesting.
They're also more likely to stop before starting a task and think, can AI help me with this?
They see the opportunities that other people might miss.
Exactly. They're also not afraid to get their hands dirty.
What do you mean?
If the first response from an AI tool isn't perfect, they'll keep trying.
They're persistent.
They are. They treat AI like a partner, not just a quick fix.
Oh, I like that. Plus, the research showed power users are using AI to bookend their day.
At the beginning and the end of the workday.
To automate tasks, make things easier.
Makes sense.
Now, it's important to remember that these power users, they're often working in companies that actively encourage people to experiment with AI.
Right, and they provide training.
So it's a win-win. Employees who are excited about AI get the support they need.
From companies who want to see them succeed.
Which brings us to this really important point about company culture. It seems like the most successful AI users thrive in environments
where leadership is actively championing AI.
Yeah, and encouraging people to try new things.
It's about having the right mindset, not just the tools.
So power users are definitely leading the way, showing us what's possible.
When we embrace AI
and integrate it thoughtfully into our work.
It's not about replacing human skills, it's about augmenting them.
To make work more fulfilling. Okay, we've only just scratched the surface here.
We have.
There's so much more to discuss. So join us for part 2, where we'll dive into a fascinating study.
About how AI is changing.
The anatomy of the workday. Gonna be good.
It is.
See you there.
See ya. Welcome back to our deep dive on AI at work. If you think about it, all this AI stuff.
It's kind of changing how we think about work in general, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It's making us rethink.
Like, what does it even mean to be productive?
Exactly, and creative, and even, what does it mean to actually find fulfillment in your job?
Big questions.
They are. And that leads us to some really interesting research from Microsoft.
Oh yeah, this one was cool.
About how AI is actually changing the anatomy of the workday.
Okay, break that down for me.
So, this study looked at people actually using AI in their daily work.
Not just hypotheticals.
Yeah, exactly. Real world stuff. They followed 3,000 people using Microsoft Copilot for 6 months. And what's really interesting is they didn't tell people how to use it.
They just let them do their thing.
They just observed how people naturally incorporated AI into their workflow.
Okay, so for those of us who haven't used Copilot yet, what is it? Like, what does it actually do?
So imagine Copilot as your AI assistant inside Microsoft 365.
Yep.
It can help you write emails, summarize meetings, analyze data in spreadsheets.
Whoa, wait, it can do all that?
Yeah, it can even help create PowerPoint presentations.
That's amazing.
It's all about automation, making you more efficient.
Okay, so this study gives us a real picture of how AI is being used.
Real world data.
What were some of the biggest findings?
Well, let's start with everyone's favorite, email.
Oh.
Copilot users read 11% fewer individual emails.
Okay.
And spent 4% less time in their inbox overall.
So less time dealing with email.
Less time, less stress.
That's gotta feel good.
It does. Some people even saw a 25% to 45% reduction in time spent on email.
Whoa. That's a huge chunk of time saves.
It is, and it's time that can be spent on,
more important things.
More strategic work, more creative work, things that are actually fulfilling.
Yeah, email can be such a drag.
It can. AI can help free us from that.
Okay, what about meetings? Did Copilot have any effect there?
Now, this is interesting. Some companies actually saw an increase in time spent in meetings.
Really?
While others saw a decrease.
Why the difference?
Well, one theory is that AI actually made those meetings more valuable.
More productive.
Exactly. Imagine using AI to instantly summarize key points.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Or to generate action items, even help with brainstorming.
So maybe people were having more meetings because those meetings were actually worth having.
Right, they were getting more out of them.
That makes sense. And as AI gets even better,
yeah,
maybe we'll see a shift to fewer meetings, ones that are more focused.
More impactful, yeah.
I could get behind that.
Me too.
Okay, last but not least, what about actual work output?
So things like writing documents, analyzing data, that kind of stuff.
Did AI make people more productive?
The study found that Copilot users actually edited 10% more documents.
More documents.
In Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Wow.
Some companies saw a 20% increase in document editing.
So less time on email, more productive meetings, and more work getting done.
That's the power of AI.
I gotta admit, I'm starting to come around to this whole AI thing.
It's really showing us how AI can augment what we do.
And free up our time for the things that we as humans do best.
The deep thinking, the creative problem solving.
The things that are becoming even more valuable in this AI era.
Exactly.
I'm sure some people are still hesitant about all this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What would you say to them?
I get it. Change can be scary, especially when it's something as big as AI.
It's disruptive.
It is. But it's important to remember that AI is not about replacing us.
It's a tool, not a threat.
Exactly. And like any tool, it's up to us to use it wisely.
So for someone who wants to start using AI at work, where do they even begin?
I'd say just start exploring, start experimenting.
Okay.
There are so many amazing AI tools out there.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch.
Many of them are even free.
No way, really? Yeah. So try using AI to summarize a long document.
Okay.
Or brainstorm ideas for a project.
Or to write that email we were just talking about.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to just try things out, see what works.
Just get in there and play around.
Exactly. The more you experiment, the more you'll discover how AI can make your work life better.
It's all about those little wins.
That can add up to big changes.
And as you get more comfortable with AI,
you can start exploring those more advanced features.
Really unlock its potential.
Exactly.
Which brings us to another key point. Continuous learning.
Keeping your skills sharp.
When it comes to AI, because it's evolving so quickly.
It is. It's crucial to stay up to date on the latest tools and techniques.
Thankfully, there are tons of resources out there.
Online courses, YouTube tutorials, even free AI communities.
Where you can connect with other people.
Share your experiences, learn from each other.
Don't be afraid to invest in your AI literacy.
It's one of the best investments you can make for your career.
It's like learning a new language.
The more fluent you become, the more opportunities open up.
And you don't have to become a data scientist.
No, not at all.
To benefit from these tools.
There are AI solutions for every profession.
Marketing, finance, healthcare, education, you name it.
It's all about finding the right tools for your needs and then learning how to use them.
And as you learn and grow, you might even discover new career paths you never considered before.
The AI field is exploding.
So many opportunities.
So many. It's an exciting time to be a learner, a professional, a leader in this new world of work.
It is exciting.
It brings up an important question, though.
Okay, what's that?
How can companies best support their employees through this AI transition?
It seems like providing training.
Tailored training programs
is a good first step.
A crucial step.
Companies need to invest in their employees' AI skills.
Not just for tech roles.
Everyone can benefit from this.
And it's not just about learning how to use specific tools.
Right. It's about developing what they call an AI mindset.
Yeah, a way of thinking that embraces the potential of AI.
To solve problems and improve workflows.
Exactly. It's about encouraging people to see AI as a partner.
To experiment and try new things.
And to adopt that culture of continuous learning we were talking about.
And that culture starts at the top.
With leadership.
Leaders need to set the example.
Walk the walk.
Show their commitment to AI.
They also need to provide clear guidelines and policies.
Around AI use.
Especially when it comes to things like sensitive information and data privacy.
So it's a balancing act.
Between encouraging innovation.
And ensuring responsible use.
A balance that companies can't afford to ignore.
So, as we've seen, AI is not just changing how we work.
It's changing what work itself looks like.
It's pushing us to be more creative, more strategic.
More human in our approach to problem solving.
And it's creating incredible new opportunities.
For those who are willing to adapt.
And learn.
This isn't a time to be passive, it's a time to be bold, to experiment, to really embrace this transformative power of AI.
You know, we've talked a lot about the positives of AI. But it's also important to acknowledge the potential downsides.
There are definitely legitimate concerns.
Yeah, things like
job displacement,
algorithmic bias,
and the broader ethical implications of AI.
These are complex issues, probably a whole other deep dive.
For sure.
But we at least need to acknowledge that they exist.
Absolutely. We need to have open and honest conversations about both the risks and the benefits of AI.
And work together, governments, businesses, individuals.
To make sure AI is used in a way that benefits everyone.
Not just a select few.
One of the biggest challenges will be addressing the potential for job displacement.
Right, because as AI automates tasks,
some jobs are going to become obsolete.
Yeah, but does that automatically mean mass unemployment?
Not necessarily. It's more likely that we'll see a shift.
In the types of jobs that are in demand.
Exactly.
So new jobs will emerge.
In areas like AI development, data analysis, human AI collaboration.
And existing jobs will evolve.
To incorporate AI in new ways.
The key is being prepared.
For these changes.
By investing in education and training.
To equip people with the skills for those future jobs.
We need a workforce that is adaptable, resilient, and ready for the AI era.
That's a good way to put it.
Another big one is algorithmic bias.
Because AI systems are often trained on data that reflects existing biases.
Which can lead to unfair outcomes.
Exactly. For example, an AI hiring tool might inadvertently favor certain demographics over others.
Just because of the data it was trained on.
Right.
That's a serious problem.
That needs to be addressed through careful data selection, algorithm design,
and ongoing monitoring.
We need to make sure AI systems are fair, transparent, accountable.
And we need diverse voices involved in developing and deploying AI.
From the very beginning.
To mitigate that risk of bias.
The ethical implications of AI are another area that requires careful thought.
Because as AI gets more sophisticated,
more integrated into our lives,
we need to be asking some tough questions.
About its impact on our privacy, our autonomy,
even our sense of self.
For example, how do we ensure that AI systems respect our privacy?
And don't start making decisions that could harm us.
Big questions without easy answers.
They are, but questions we need to be asking.
We need to develop ethical frameworks and guidelines for AI development.
And keep those conversations going.
About the consequences of AI, both good and bad.
And how we can ensure it's used for good.
Ultimately, the future of AI is up to us.
How we use this powerful tool.
What kind of world we create with it.
It's up to us to make sure AI is used to create a better world for everyone.
Not just a select few.
And it's up to us to stay informed.
Stay engaged, stay prepared.
For whatever the future holds.
We've covered a lot in this part, but there's still so much more to explore.
There is. So join us for the final part of this deep dive.
Where we'll bring all of this together.
And offer some practical advice.
On how to thrive in the age of AI.
Welcome back to the final part of our AI at Work deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? Everything from robots taking over to, well,
AI helping us escape our inboxes.
Exactly. But before we wrap up,
I
think it's worth recapping some of the big takeaways.
The things everyone should remember.
Yeah, what are the top 3 things our listeners need to understand?
I'd say, first and foremost, AI is no longer some futuristic fantasy.
Right.
It's here, right now, changing the workplace faster than we ever expected.
Like, remember that stat? 75% of knowledge workers are already using AI on the job.
It's mind-blowing.
3 out of 4 people. And that number's only going up.
Is.
And this isn't just companies forcing AI on their employees, is it?
No, not at all.
People actually want to use it.
They see how it can help them.
Be more productive, less stressed.
Exactly.
It's like employees are driving this adoption.
They are.
Which brings us to our second big takeaway, this whole bring your own AI thing.
BYOAI.
It's amazing to see people taking the initiative.
Finding creative ways to use AI.
But it definitely creates some challenges for companies.
It does. They have to figure out how to manage all of this.
Make sure it's being used responsibly and securely.
Exactly.
So we need clear guidelines, training programs, a supportive culture.
Where responsible AI adoption is encouraged.
And then, I think the third big takeaway is that the skills needed to succeed are changing.
AI aptitude, it's becoming essential.
Not just for tech jobs, but for everyone.
Project managers, marketers, you name it.
Doesn't matter what you do, you need to be able to understand and use these AI tools.
It's a whole new world.
It is. And this is changing how companies hire people.
They're prioritizing those AI skills even over traditional experience.
Which means there's a huge demand for people with those skills.
Huge.
But the good news is, there are tons of resources out there.
You can learn this stuff.
Online courses, tutorials, communities.
The opportunities are endless.
So don't be afraid to jump in, explore, figure out what works for you.
The more you learn about AI, the better prepared you'll be.
So what does all of this mean for our listener who's been with us this whole time?
Yeah, what can they do?
I think the biggest message is it's time to get proactive.
AI isn't something that's going to happen someday.
It's happening now.
In our workplaces, in our lives.
So it's time to start exploring.
The tools, the applications, how you can use AI to your advantage.
And it's time to start developing those AI skills.
Take a course, watch a tutorial, play around with a free tool.
Whatever it takes to build that AI literacy.
And don't shy away from those bigger conversations about AI ethics.
What does it mean for your industry? For your job?
For the world?
We all need to be thinking about this stuff.
We do.
Because the future of work, the future in general.
It belongs to those who are willing to adapt, learn, collaborate with AI.
It's an exciting time to be a learner, a professional, a leader.
Because we have this chance to shape this technology.
And make sure it's used for good.
Exactly.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive,
I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay, hit me with it.
The AI revolution, it's not just about technology.
It's about people.
It's about using this tech to create a better future. For everyone.
A future that is more equitable, more fulfilling, more human.
I like that. So let's approach this new era with curiosity.
Courage and a commitment to making the world a better place.
Well said. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI at work.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you found it insightful, maybe even a little inspiring.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning.
Keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.
Bye.